5 things to check before the next big storm. I've been installing and repairing roofs across New Jersey for over 2 decades, and I can tell you this. The homeowners who call me after a storm with $15,000 in water damage all miss the same 5 warning signs. And number 4, it's hiding in plain sight inside your house right now. With storm season approaching and weather patterns becoming increasingly severe here in New Jersey, your roof isn't just aging, it's becoming vulnerable. Think of it like this. You wouldn't ignore chest pains and hope they go away. Yet most homeowners miss these critical warning signs that their roof is telling them. It needs attention before the next big storm tests its limits. The difference between a $500 preventable repair and a $15,000 insurance nightmare often comes down to knowing what to look for before the storm hits. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact 5-point inspection checklist I use when I assess a roof's storm readiness. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and, more importantly, when to take action to protect your family's biggest investment. Sign number 1, missing shingles. The obvious problem that most people ignore. Let me explain exactly why missing shingles are so dangerous during storms. Think of your shingles like overlapping armor plates on a medieval knight. Each shingle doesn't just protect the area it covers, it creates a water shedding system with the shingles around it. When you remove even one piece of that armor, the entire protective system becomes compromised. Here's what most homeowners don't understand. Missing shingles aren't just cosmetic issues. They're like leaving your front door wide open during a hurricane. When heavy rain hits during a severe storm, those exposed areas become direct pathways for water to penetrate your roof system. The underlayment beneath your shingles was never designed to handle direct water exposure for extended periods. What makes this even more critical is the progressive nature of the damage. Once water starts penetrating through missing shingle areas, it doesn't just create a small leak, it begins saturating the wood decking, insulation, and structural components. During the next storm, that compromised area becomes exponentially weaker and more susceptible to catastrophic failure. I've seen beautiful homes in neighborhoods just like yours suffer extensive damage because homeowners thought a few missing shingles could wait until next year. The key thing to understand is this. If you can see missing shingles from the ground, water can definitely find its way in from above. This is always best addressed before storm season because once water starts penetrating, the damage accelerates exponentially with each weather event. Sign number 2, granule loss, your roof's silent cry for help. Here's what you need to know about those stone granules on your shingles. They're not just decorative. Think of them like sunscreen for your shingles. These granules are your roof's primary defense system against UV rays, weather damage, and impact from hail. When you start seeing excessive granule loss, it means your shingles are losing their ability to protect themselves. Let me give you a simple way to detect this that most homeowners never think to check. After the next rain, go look at your gutters and downspouts. Check for what looks like coarse sand or small, dark-colored pebbles collecting in significant amounts. While a few granules washing away after a storm is normal, big piles could mean significant damage to your roof system. Here's why this matters so much for storm preparation. Once shingles lose their granule protection, they become brittle and susceptible to wind damage and hail impact. What might have been a manageable repair can become a full replacement after one severe storm. I've seen 20-year-old roofs that could have lasted years longer get completely destroyed in a single hailstorm because the granules were already compromised. According to industry research, when shingles lose more than 30% of their granules, their wind resistance drops dramatically. Shingles that could handle 80-mile-per-hour winds when new might only withstand 50-mile-per-hour winds after significant granule loss. This is especially important here in New Jersey, where we regularly see severe thunderstorms with high winds and hail. Sign number 3, clogged gutters, the hidden storm damage multiplier. Most people think gutters just carry water away, but during severe storms, clogged gutters create a backup effect that can force water under your shingles. Think of it like trying to drink from a fire hose. When water can't flow where it's supposed to go, it finds another path, and that path is usually up and under your roof system. Here's the physics of what happens. When gutters overflow due to debris blockage, that water doesn't just spill harmlessly over the sides. The backup pressure can actually push water up and under your shingle system, creating leaks in areas that should be completely waterproof. This is why I tell my clients that gutter maintenance isn't separate from roof maintenance. It's part of the same protection system. I've responded to emergency calls where homeowners had perfectly good roofs, but clogged gutters during a storm caused thousands of dollars in water damage. The water backed up, found its way under the shingles, and created leaks that the homeowner never would have expected. Clean gutters during a storm can handle massive water volume, but clogged gutters can turn a normal rainfall into a roof penetration problem. This becomes even more critical when you consider that New Jersey storms often bring not just heavy rain, but wind-driven rain. When you combine clogged gutters with wind pushing water horizontally, you create the perfect conditions for water to find its way into places that it was never meant to go. The solution is simple. Keep your gutters and downspouts clear, especially before storm season. Sign number 4, ceiling stains. The obvious warning sign inside your home. Here's what most New Jersey homeowners miss. They're looking up at their roof from outside, but the most telling warning sign is actually inside their house. Those water stains on your ceiling aren't just cosmetic issues. They are evidence that your roof system has already been compromised. Think of ceiling stains like the tip of an iceberg. What you're seeing is just the visible evidence of water that's already penetrated your roof, traveled through your attic space, and saturated your ceiling material. The actual damage is much more extensive than what meets the eye. By the time you see staining on your ceiling, water has been infiltrating your roof system for weeks or even months. Here's the critical part that most homeowners don't realize. If you have existing leaks causing ceiling stains, the next severe storm won't just continue that leak, it will dramatically worsen it. Small leaks become major water intrusion events when subjected to wind-driven rain and increased water volume. I've seen minor ceiling stains turn into collapsed ceilings after a single severe storm because the underlying damage was already extensive. What makes this even more concerning is that ceiling stains often indicate multiple problems. The water causing the stain may have damaged your insulation, compromised your structural elements, and created conditions for mold growth. During a storm, all of these compromised areas become failure points that can lead to catastrophic damage. This is why any ceiling stains should be investigated and repaired immediately, not after the next storm season. Sign number 5, roof age, the vulnerability factor most homeowners underestimate. As roofs age, especially here in New Jersey, with our freeze-thaw cycles, the shingle materials don't just wear down, they become fundamentally more brittle. Think of it like the difference between a new rubber band and one that has been sitting in your junk drawer for 5 years. A 20-year-old shingle responds completely differently to high winds and hail impact than a 5-year-old shingle. Here's what most homeowners don't realize. Shingles aren't just rated for wind resistance when they're new. That resistance decreases significantly over time. According to industry standards, shingles that could handle 80-mile-per-hour winds when installed might only withstand 50-mile-per-hour winds after 2 decades of weather exposure. This is especially critical here in New Jersey, where we regularly see severe thunderstorms with wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour. The hail vulnerability factor is even more dramatic. Older shingles are significantly more susceptible to hail damage because the asphalt becomes brittle and the granules provide less protection. The same hailstone that might bounce off a newer roof can crack or puncture an aged shingle, creating immediate leak points that will only worsen during the next rainfall. Here's a real-world example from my experience. I've inspected identical homes in the same neighborhood after a severe storm. The house with a 5-year-old roof had minimal damage, while the house with a 22-year-old roof needed complete replacement. Same storm, same wind speeds, same hail size, but completely different outcomes based solely on roof age. This is why age isn't just a number when it comes to your roof. It's a critical factor in determining your home's vulnerability to storm damage. Now, if you're watching this and recognizing one or more of these warning signs in your own home, don't panic, but don't wait either. I offer comprehensive roof assessments for homeowners throughout New Jersey, and I'd rather help you prevent a problem than repair storm damage after the fact. You can find more information about our assessment services in the description below. So let's recap what we've covered. Missing shingles create direct water entry points that compromise your entire roof system. Granule loss signals material breakdown that reduces wind and hail resistance. Clogged gutters multiply storm damage by forcing water where it shouldn't go. Ceiling stains reveal existing storm failures that will worsen dramatically during storms. And roof age increases vulnerability to both wind and hail damage in ways most homeowners never consider. The key thing to understand is that every one of these warning signs is actionable. You're not helpless against storm damage. You're now equipped with the same assessment criteria I use when evaluating roof storm readiness. But here's what I haven't told you yet. There's actually a sixth warning sign that's even more critical than these five, and it's something you can only detect from inside your attic. Most contractors don't even know to look for this one, and it's the difference between a roof that survives a major storm and one that suffers catastrophic failure. Now that you understand these five warning signs, you need to know how to conduct a complete roof assessment yourself, including that critical sixth warning sign I mentioned. In my next video, the 10-minute roof assessment that could save you $50,000, I'll walk you through the exact step-by-step process I use to evaluate storm readiness, including the attic inspection techniques that reveal problems before they become disasters. Click here to make sure you're completely prepared before the next storm hits New Jersey.